Hey, all you retards on the internet, you race-baiting retards in regards to Nolan Wales and that situation, as sad as it is, the mockery that you've made of it with your bull delusions, your lies, all that just so that you can blame some white person, you know? Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're black and you're one of them people, keep Nolan Wales' name out of your mouth, because he don't belong to y'all. No, notice all of his friends, his beloved friends that loved him and he loved back, were all white. It's because he don't want to hang out with y'all, because all you did was disparage his life. That's the facts. That's the truth. Keep his name out of your mouth, because you sure shouldn't know him and don't know anything good about him.
Well, the suspected W supremacists are coming out in droves, and they're coming out and they're voicing their opinions. Now, they're upset because they saw Nolan Wales' parents go on Good Morning America. They saw him with the National Action Network, and all the liberal democratic media outlets is providing a platform for them. So now they're calling out and saying that black people are race hustling. But when the situation with Carmelo Anthony went down, Fox News was all over that. All of the black conservatives and these other conservatives was calling him a criminal, a thug. They was disparaging his family, saying all kinds of vile, vicious, and nasty things about him, right? That little boy never been in trouble with the law, ever, right? Was a straight A student, graduated, everything, but they painted him to be the worst black person to ever walk the planet. Now, all of a sudden, they got a problem because the media outlets is now providing a source for Nolan Wales and his family to get justice. So now, all of a sudden, it's a race hustle. And all the W's are coming out from under their rocks and manholes, right, and dark closets, and they all got something to say. They're mad because the family is getting enough money to provide an independent investigation separate from Mississippi, because they don't trust the police down there. They don't trust them to do a thorough investigation. You have Tyler Perry and other people coming out and giving their money, Colin Kaepernick, and they're upset about that, right? But their family just want justice.
Family of Nolan Wales is skeptical of local Mississippi law enforcement. They hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump to conduct an independent investigation into their son's death. During a press conference today with Reverend Al Sharpton and Wales' parents by his side, Crump claimed law enforcement can't be trusted when black children are killed. This before they even got any substantive details about the investigation.
Oftentimes, when our children are killed in highly questionable situations, that there is this notion that, oh, it was nothing wrong, no foul play, let's just sweep it under the rug. Well, we refuse to sweep it under the rug. We refuse to just let Nolan Wales' death be in vain. We're going to make sure that we get to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Now, first of all, let me explain something to the people out there. In America, everything is about black and white. That's the way this country was built. That's the way this country was established, unfortunately. So when it comes to us, with them, it's always about race, because that's the way they created that. They handled that. They did everything based off of race. Now, all of a sudden, if we're still stuck on that and we're holding them to that, if we haven't changed, we're wrong, because all of a sudden they changed? No, they never have. No, they've never changed. That thought process still permeates through the minds of the people. So in this country, these so-called fake black conservatives know that it's about race, right? But they'll grift to make money until the tools get broken and they have no more use for them. That's all they do, because they just sellouts. But the thing is, everything in here is about race. Do not let them play that mind game on you and tell you it's not about race. Because if it wasn't, when Carmelo Anthony first got locked up and that judge gave him bail, did you see what they did to that black woman judge? Did y'all see the nasty, vicious, and vile things they said about her? Did y'all see that? So this country, everything is about race and the way that they handle things, right? To the point where even W folks are calling out other W folks.
Nolan Wales wasn't killed by his friends. And this investigation just started. I mean, his body was found just yesterday. Give the investigation some time before we start hearing these crazy-ass stories. And the amount of people that are saying that he was killed because he was a token black guy in his friend group is insane.
Yeah, we're not doing what you make it out to be is like some innocent. Well, it's not the friends. Don't get after the friends. No, what you're doing is you're victim blaming. You're putting this at the feet of Nolan Wells. Like he is somehow at fault for what happened to him. The fact that he is dead is on Nolan Wells and nobody else because it can't be his friends. Where's the human sympathy in this? Where's the address of Nolan Wells, the person, and saying, I'm sorry for the loss, for the family's loss, who lost a son, for Nolan Wells, who lost his future? You're going to come on here and immediately take up the side of something you know nothing about? You say we know nothing about it. You know nothing about it either. So don't come on here and put this at the feet of Nolan Wells. The young man is dead. Somebody is responsible. And people need to figure it the out.
And see, this is the stuff that they do. They try to play mind games on you, man. Because they know that a lot of our people are weak and they go for this. They fall for it. Right? Wait for all the facts. First of all, we know if this was the other way around, you have people in custody already. Right? They would be having those black families, pictures all over the news. Their father, their grandmothers, their great-grandfathers. Fox News would have been going bananas. Right? Listen, even the black conservatives knows this. Everybody knows this, right? So in this country, the only people that do wrong is black people, right? And white liberals. They the only people that do wrong. Conservatives don't do nothing wrong, right? And black conservatives is always there to take up for them. So like that, and that's what this social media stuff has turned into. So you got this guy, Alex Rosen. Listen to this idiot. He says it's a nigspiracy, right? Man, this thing is crazy, man. It's a nigspiracy. Then the Black Tucker Carlson Jr. said, it's my guess that friends got in the fight because the girl last seen with no one liked him, and the W boys were jealous, right? So then Curtis Hawk said, I'm glad Jason Rance covered the Nolan Wells case and asked the question a lot of us were asking. Why are his parents teaming up with race hustlers Ben Crump and Al Sharpton to imply without any evidence thus far that a gang of W people unalived his son? Why are they putting trust in Crump, who claimed law enforcement can't be trusted when black children are unalive? This before they got any substantial details about the investigation. And this is where they play the mind games on you. This is Mississippi, right? All of a sudden, W folks can be trusted. The police can be trusted, right? They take their time with the evidence, and by that time, they didn't erase things. They didn't doctor certain things. They do so much stuff that we already know in this country, to the point where y'all broken black people. You got a whole bunch of black idiots online saying just dumb stuff, right? Dumb stuff, because they willing to do anything for a check because they have no cultural integrity.
So Tyler Perry decided to add fuel to the fire by offering to pay for Nolan's funeral. Of course, everybody understands the narratives that come behind it. Boys did it. The white boys did it. White supremacy, white supremacy. I mean, what more can you expect from a man who literally makes a living off of making trauma movies for black women? How about somebody steps up? How about somebody says, let's wait on the evidence, and you just got embarrassed? But y'all is so insufferable. Besides apologizing or admitting to being wrong, y'all just move on like nothing happened. Start a fire, cause racial chaos.
So all of a sudden the black people is wrong and the black people should be apologizing. This is what they turned this stuff into, man. And the black people are race hustling, causing, don't you go down there causing them trouble with them good down them good white folks, but don't you go. That's what they doing, right? And like this is Jason Whitlock's grandson. This guy is Jason Whitlock's grandson. Y'all don't believe me? Y'all believe me? Listen, he was talking. He was upstairs in his room while Jason Whitlock was downstairs talking.
If we can pretend, if we can lie to ourselves that, hey, we're not the problem, we get to act like, hey, black culture is normal and it's no different than anybody else's and it doesn't need to be corrected or fixed. See, don't you see? Don't you listen to the hardcore rock music that white people listen to? They've got the same problem. And then they dismiss, and perhaps it's because we don't understand data, we don't understand math, maybe we've been so poorly educated, we don't know that 2 + 2 = 4, we don't understand per capita, we don't understand that, like, no, you're far more on a percentage basis based on the data. You're far more to be hurt in an all black crowd than an all white crowd, because white people don't turn to deadly violence as quickly as black people. That's just a fact. People are literally begging, praying that one of these white kids killed this black boy. And they can't wait. They're sitting around dreaming of the tweets that they're going to send to me and you and anybody else that was like, hey, man, let's just wait on the facts. Let's wait on the autopsy. Doesn't seem likely that the kids killed it. But I'm telling you, even if one of these kids killed him or got in a fight with him or wrestled with him and he doesn't change one single word that I'm saying here. Because regardless of race, played no role in whatever happened to him.
There is this obsession with ambulance chasing when the races are mixed.
This guy is the ultimate, bro. Like, to the point where nobody even take him seriously, right? He was already called out by a lot of the suspected W supremacists. They already said that he was a grifter and he was the token. They exposed him and called him out to the point where he had to respond to it. He knows who they are. He knows this thing is about race. He knows that, to the point where even if they found out that they unallowed him, it wouldn't be about race. Why wouldn't it be? Where do you think they got that thought process from? Maybe we don't know no better. Maybe we don't understand. We don't know math. We don't know 1 + 1 = 2. We're not that intelligent. Man, he's willing to raise his hand and be the ultimate Huckleberry. Him and his grandson. Like, this thing, like, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up. But that's just what these people do, right? But Nolan Wells' father, he also spoke out, man, you know, and listen, their family just wants some justice. And they want justice for, he wants justice for his son.
Do you think race might be a factor?
Like my wife said, I don't want to believe that, but it's just it's so many things have happened, and so many things have been swept under the rug. Like I said, Nolan didn't see color. He saw people for who they are, and I used to always tell him, son, you need to go out there close, because everyone is not going to reciprocate that same love that you give. I just want transparency. I just want to know what happened to my son.
So they're going to play the mind games and tell you that it's not about race, and we know this country is about race. Everything is about psychologically conditioning you to believe the lie, make you respond to something that is not. That's just what they do. That's what parasites do, right? So y'all just got to pay attention, man. When they tell them, say, why would we say it's not about race when this country was built on race? That's just what this country is. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be. But when we was trying to make it not about race, y'all was lynching our people. Y'all was keeping us from getting jobs, right? Nothing has really changed from there. There's been no recompense, right, for the things that you've done. So miss me with that. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Especially with these black and so-called conservatives. Let me know what y'all think. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.